Where is Aliu? Information and culture. General Officer, Commanding Gentlemen, you are welcome to Bama, one of the most important places in Borno State, one of the most commercially viable town, because from here to, from Maiduguri to Bama is just about 66 kilometers, and from here you can go to Banki, which will lead you to Cameroon, which was an important international route for commercial ventures when there was peace. From here you can also go to Pulka, Goza, you can go to Adama, Mubi and the rest. So this has been an important town, and if you recall, Bama was under siege and was captured for so many times, and the Boko Haram made this place as part of their headquarters. However, this place was liberated, and you could see the destruction. We are going around with you to see the destruction in the towns, and almost every standing infrastructure was demolished. That is one of their basic ways of doing things. And thank God, with our forces here, the town has been recaptured, and you can see them fully on the ground. We conduct operations from here, found out to so many places in order to deal with the terrorists. However, what the Honorable Minister of Honorable Minister of Information and Culture had said, and what we are saying, I think is what is coming to play into reality. That is the ability of the state government to come in so that certain reconstruction should be done and people should come back to their houses. You could see, right from Maiduguri to this place, all the villages you could see are liberated. One of the major places we pass is Konduga, which is the headquarters of the local government, and you could see construction going on. So what we are partnering with the state and urging people is that all this reconstruction should be done as fast as possible, especially schools, hospitals, and civil other infrastructure for civil authority, so that individuals can come back and life will begin for those people that were no more, or people that have been removed from this area. So as you could see, this is where the palace of the Emir of Bama is, Shehu of Bama. That is the palace, and it is serving as our headquarters now. But be rest assured that we'll go around, and be rest assured that I think anybody can come and live here and do his job. The only issue is just the infrastructure, which is ongoing. So the Honorable Minister, sir, this is what we can easily say, and the Brigade Commander is here too with his troops. I believe that maybe you just say one or two things to them, and at least you are here, you are our father, and they should listen to you, and I'm sure that will ginger them. Thank you so much. The Bama Banki Road, which was completely closed, but is now open, as I said. Some years back, you could carry all you have from here, Cameroon, Central Africa Republic, and all over. So this is one of the key routes, very important, and that is why we are putting on the state government that the immediate intervention that we need for infrastructural development is please making up this road and that of Gambarungala. If that is done, I believe that the socio-economic upliftment of the majority of people of Borno will be okay. Because if you develop, or if you are able to reconstruct the road from Maiduguri to Mafa, Dikwa and Gambarungala, it will take you to Cameroon, also to Central Africa Republic and the rest. And that will also ginger bilateral and multilateral cooperation between Nigeria and these countries, and I think further relieve us of so many other problems of putting our troops in strength in those areas. So I think these are some of the priority areas that we suggest should be looked upon. Thank you, sir.
I was in the same vehicle with the Deputy Governor, and he actually was commenting along the way. Is the sheer magnitude of the destruction, it's mind-blowing. And the fact that this liberation took place only a few months ago, I'm told about only less than 3 months ago. About 4 months ago, which means up till the time the administration came on, Bama was in the full control of the insurgents. And when we live here, we just stop over at Sambisa. I hope you are all comfortable with that. Yeah. Because I'm told that Sambisa from this is a few kilometers.
It's 1 kilometer.
So I think we can spend the night in Sambisa. But honestly, I think it's a good thing we all came here. And now we can appreciate our military much better. I mean, you see, it's easy to be in Abuja and look at this and make comments. I'm sure you all go back to Abuja much more informed, and I think we'll be much more appreciative of our military. Before now, nobody could pass the road we passed. Nobody. And the fact that the military is there, it means it is secured. And this is just one axis of the theater of war. I think we're all very proud of our military, and we thank you very much for securing our country. Thank you very much. I think we just want to discuss.
The Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Mohammed. I'm sure if you watch your television, although you've been in the bush, but if you have been watching your TV in the last 1 year, I'm sure you've been seeing him almost every day, maybe twice or thrice in one channel or another. We are happy that he's here today so that he will have a first-hand information about the going in the theater. This is very, very important because there are so many issues that are practically here on the ground. But when you see them on the paper or in our media, they are something else. And I believe that is why he is here. He is here with a retinue of almost 30 or so journalists. And the essence is to see the level of destruction in the theater of operation and to see the efforts the military is making, especially in liberated areas like this, so that the civil component could come in. One important aspect of this visit is to ensure that the Nigerian populace are aware that fighting insurgency is not the sole responsibility of the military. It is everybody's job. People come in to play their role as expected. I didn't read from his countenance that he appreciates. I'm sure his perception will automatically change. How I wish we can go further. I've told them the depths of Sambisa. So because we don't have time, I will crave the indulgence of the minister just to say one or two words to you. And I'm sure by the time you see the minister here talking to you and you know the importance of his portfolio, I'm sure he's sending the message of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces to all of us.
For many of us who are coming to the theater of war for the first time, I think it humbles us and it makes us realize that there are some people who are putting a lot of effort into the unity of this country. That there are people who are not known and who every day are making huge sacrifices for this country. And those people are you. And we are very proud of you. We've traveled some 60-70 kilometers from Maiduguri here. We have not only seen the scale of destruction that took place, we've also seen the morale of the military. Everywhere we stopped. But for the fact that you are here, it would have been impossible for any of us to get from Maiduguri to this place. It's that the whole country is proud of you. We will also, in our own little way, ensure that the civilian component of the war is provided. We will let the world know what you have achieved. We'll let the world know what sacrifice you are making, and we'll let the entire Nigeria take possession of this war. This war is not yours alone. It's our war. You are fighting it on our behalf, and we will make our own contribution to ensure that your efforts are not in vain. We are going to continue from here. To start our national security campaign to ensure that every Nigerian is security conscious, every Nigerian looks at his own war, and we hope that when this is done, with the help of the state government and the federal government, when full civilian life is restored here, you'll be able to go back to your families, you'll be able to go back to your units to do what you are best suited for. Once again, on behalf of all Nigerians, permit me to thank you and express our appreciation for what you are doing to keep this country one. I'm told that they needed a special team from Maiduguri to come and clean up this place that was inaccessible. But for you, they would have turned this place to a country. Because I see here that they have actually turned it into a caliphate. And this war is not about Islam. The people who have done this are not Muslims, I can assure you. Because there's nowhere in Islam that we're asked to kill our brothers and our sisters. There's nowhere in Islam that we're asked to go and destroy towns. These people are misguided. They have another ambition, which is far away from Islam. Well, we leave here now to go and I think we stop over at the IDP before we go back to see areas of the construction. But we are very happy that because you have given the protection, we see a lot of civil works going on. Most of the, I think along the line, there have been blocks made by the Borno State government free of charge to encourage people to start building their homes again. We've seen schools being rebuilt, we've seen hospitals being rebuilt, but overall, we've seen that everywhere we pass, and we're very impressed the way the military has been greeted by the people. They see you as their liberators, and they're very happy with you. I wish you the very best. Thank you very much.
Right! I have your permission to carry on, sir. Please, those conference we are going to start. Yes, sir. Information. Al-Haji Lai Mohammed. Are we good to go? Good to go, good to go, good to go. Are we good to go? Good to go, good to go, good to go. Are we ready for the job? Yes! Now, push your position, ready! Only done.
Can you move back, move back, move back, just move back so that there will be enough. Can you move?
you can get everybody. I mean, which one is?
Take your head here and button up. Put it back. I just ask you to check it. Okay. Once you are through, let me know.
Amande mai alai minister lamara hawarya awa don surular da Najeriya da lejin su da jama'a surutar kaya bula rosha su suna da yi kinshin zari a yi maganin rugayi a dalil kuraram da naftun da surin da ya kama da shakliwa silai ran kalakciya da ya awa zai tutu da awa masu da surin bula da ya alai da ana made a society da zama da su yi sama to see them and appreciate whatever is going on, and then you have a small speech, then I will translate it. A town which is feared by most, even by hearing the word, because of the level of destruction that has taken place. And I also told them that the federal government has a good intention to reconstruct the city and rehabilitate them, and then everything will be normal, while the military is making efforts to mop up, pockets of insurgents that remain.
Assalamu alaikum. We are here in the company of the Honorable Minister for Information to see and to attend and to assess the damages done within Bama. For me, I was assigned by His Excellency to accompany the Minister, and I've been the Chief Force for Minister. That's why we came to Bama. And I assure you, by God's grace, it's the intention and in the line of this administration, under the leadership of General Buhari, the Chief of Army, and our President, and at the same time, in line with the policies of Borno State government, in compliance with the APC policy for change. Honestly, as you are all aware, Mr. Minister, you have seen on our way from Maiduguri up here, the effort the state government is complementing, and we need assistance from everywhere, either from the NGOs globally, and at the same time, we know the federal government is doing its own quota, but we still need more. And Honorable Minister, I want to bring record. I want to recommend the military personnel for the work well done. Since this administration came on board, we have seen some changes in Borno in the line of this military personnel. So you have already recommended them. I want to add my own too, on behalf of His Excellency and the entire people of Borno. So honestly, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Today, on behalf of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Mohammed, to see for myself and carry the story back to him of the situation in parts of the Northeast. What we have seen today has, on the one hand, gladdened our hearts, because we know that for the intervention of our gallant soldiers, this particular town will still be under the control of Boko Haram. We thank our soldiers for their bravery, for their gallantry. We thank them for their patriotism. Unfortunately, most of you, if not all of you here today, are just victims of a war you know nothing about. You are victims of a war you don't even understand. This is the tragedy of a war. Those who are responsible for these wars benefit one way or the other from these wars. But the vast majority, like you and us, are victims. Our houses are destroyed. We are separated from our loved ones. Our means of livelihood are destroyed. Our children are taken away from us. Sometimes our wives are taken away from us. And this is why it's important for all of us in future not to show a nonchalant attitude. When you see somebody fomenting trouble, somebody doing something which is wrong, report him or her either to the district head or to the authorities. But I want to assure you that Nigeria, as a Muhammad Buhari, will not leave you like this. We will ensure that your houses are rebuilt, you are united with your family, and inshallah, Bama will become the prosperous town it used to be before. Our gallant military, they will be here to protect you until such a time as we are able to rejoin you with your family, we are able to rehabilitate you. And the Borno State government is doing everything to ensure that life here returns to normalcy. Even here, you must be vigilant, because they will want to infiltrate you here. They want to use some of your people here against you. You've all seen what war is. You should work and be your neighbor's keeper. You must ensure you report strange movements. You must ensure you report strange things. May Allah be with you. Thank you very much.
Mojuro Gama, Mojuro Gawa, Dara, Niro. That Yata Libantai. Niro. These two are from the same parents. Their father works with Mansa. And they say they believe their father might be in Maiduguri. The two of them. So come on, that's Chondo. Okay, okay, their moms are all over there.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
All right. Come on. Then you know. Okay, they're from the same parents, the same mother, the same father, and the mom is here. Yes. He doesn't know the length of period, but he believes it's about 3 months.
Well, this is one of the saddest tragedies of war. These are our children, this is our future. Many of them don't even know where they are. They don't know where their parents are. They know where they come from. And this, I think, it's a challenge to all of us. When we are when we are beating the drums of war, it could just be anybody could be a victim. There are these kids. Well, we would not forsake you. We would accelerate the task of rehabilitation, and hopefully by the time we come back here, you will not only be resettled, you will be in schools. I'm sure you all want to be in schools. You want to get back to your schools. And inshallah, you will get back there.
Amen.
Aukin da ramda surna iladin da gwamnati rar zuda da rasidu bula da garjin kuru naftin nan da na ade madiya sasen amdo na gadin tarata masodiya bula rasudin amma kuma da wajen suna da shimzin kuru nan karo.
And resettlement of all of you is the biggest task before us. In any war, women and children are the biggest casualties. But I'm happy because I can see enthusiasm in your faces. I can see you are not defeated. I can see that you still have hope for a better life. And Nigeria will give back to you that better life.
Amen.
As you are here, be vigilant and watch people around you. Because those who have put us in this situation would want also to perpetuate it. May Allah be with you. May Allah guide all of us and preserve you. Thank you very much.
What is your assessment of the situation and what's your message to Nigerians concerning the deadline given to the military by the president?
I don't think we have any doubt as to the capacity of the military to meet the deadline given by Mr. President. But we must understand that deadline in the proper context. What that deadline actually means is that by the end of this year, we would have so much decimated the Boko Haram that they would have no capacity to inflict any spectacular attack. By the end of this year, we would have liberated every inch of our territory from the hands of Boko Haram. And I think from what we have seen and what we've heard, I think the military have almost achieved that. So I believe that the next 3 or 4 weeks, the military will have achieved that. But I think what has struck me so much, I think, is the level of destruction that took place here. You know, for many of us who have not been here, I don't think we got the full impact of the war. and we got here. Now, not only the scale of the destruction, but the tragedy of the victims of this war, mainly women, old women, and children. And I hope this will, serve as a lesson to all of us, not to take for granted the dignity of this country, and to appreciate that United Nigeria is no alternative to it. But I must take the opportunity to commend the military, because we've all seen what they've done. They've not just only liberated of Borno State or Northeast from Boko Haram, but you can see that they are also carrying very huge humanitarian bodies, and they not only fight the terrorists, they rescue the civilians, and they look after them, and they rehabilitate them, and they make sure that they are safe. I think we must commend our military for their patriotism and for their, their zeal and for their level of commitment. This visit, I think, has made all of us very sober. We've seen that what the government of Buhari has achieved is no mean effort, because we've all traveled from Maiduguri to Bama, passing Konduga. And as you heard from the commander of the war theater, that this place was liberated less than 4 months ago. And until it was liberated, there was actually no road between, nobody could pass between here and between here and Maiduguri or even to Banki. And not only did they liberate it, they have actually also secured the entire place. And of course, we must also thank the government of Borno State for the reconstruction, rehabilitation, strength efforts that are going on. All along this route, we'll be seeing reconstruction, we'll be seeing blocks being made, all for people to come back and rejoin their families. Thank you very much.
So the federal government will assist in the states?
The federal government has not left the state at all, and I think Mr. President, having also been, in the war before, appreciates very much what reconstruction, resettlement, and rehabilitation is, and I think we'll not leave Borno State. Thank you.
Thank you.
We stay here and then just...
So this is local government fund completed. So we are now in the process of reconstruction. And this is only one town, Konduga. We started working in Delegation. We have started working in about 4 villages in Delegation. Also,
I was expecting that they would back this place. Okay, it is.
So this is not a 1 million blocks.
I refuse.
Bama also.
Because if you go through, you're going towards Damatru, part of
Landmass,
yeah, terms of land.
and then the check too. We have almost completed it. This Konduga, this is the second time we have to construct.
You are rebuilding it.
We build it.
To come and burn it.
So this is now the third time.
The final
When
one.
the check also is the second time. I think this will be the final one.
Inshallah.
achieve that purpose. Because we went straight to Bama, and when we got to Bama, we saw firsthand the scale of the destruction and the scale of the damage that the Boko Haram terrorists left behind. It humbled many of us, and we all came back from Bama very, very sober. I hope that with this visit, my colleagues in the media will show more restraint, more understanding in reporting the efforts and the war against terrorism. I'm also confident that they are, by today, much more informed about the horrors of war. We also visited the IDP camp in Bama, and we saw the usual victims of any war: old people, women, and kids. Many of them can say are just victims of the war they know nothing about. And many of the kids who were there, they didn't understand why they were there or why they were. They were clapping without understanding what was being said. And I saw the abject poverty and the sorrow and the despair in the eyes of all the people in the IDP. I'm also, however, seized the opportunity to publicly commend our military, because it takes one to be here to understand the enormity of the challenges they've been facing. And I'm proud to say that they've discharged themselves very, very critically. They are not only facing the challenge of fighting insurgency, but also winning the peace. And even the humanitarian body on them is probably heavier than the military body. When we were at the IDP camp, I saw the soft side of the commander of the theater. Despite all the outside hardness, he was moved and touched by the sight of the people in the IDP camp. And they actually called me aside and said, this is why we should bring our philanthropists. They should adopt some of these children. And he told me privately also what he did. And he was lamenting. These kids are going to sleep in the open in this harsh weather. But say that once again that we have all come back better informed about the ravages of this war. But there's the bright side, I must say also, and that's the effort of the Borno State government. That he has created a new ministry led by a cabinet officer. And we saw traces of this work both in Bama, where the government headquarters, which was razed down, as peace is gradually returning back to commend the governor, who assured me that come January 2nd, Bama, and they intend to start with the building of about 1,000 houses. See,
I'm privileged to cherish forever to welcome you warmly to our government house and for sparing the time, the whole day, to visit Bama and Konduga, some of the worst affected communities in Borno State. While it is not my intention to reopen all wounds, I find it appropriate to begin by placing today's event in its proper historical context so that we gain a better appreciation of the issues at hand. The Minister of Information is by his functions a virtual Minister General due to the fact that his office is concerned with what all ministers are doing and the progresses they make or fail to make as they strive to carry out the duties and responsibilities assigned and delegated to them by Mr. President. Secondly, and even most importantly, the Minister of Information is the spokesman of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He speaks on behalf of the entire country and on any subject matter at all that affects the nation. Of course, the President and the Vice President have got superior authority over the Minister of Information on issues affecting all subjects concerning the nation. Yet that does not detract from the Information Minister's strategic role in the country's affairs. Without any doubt, in the last 6 years, the most important issue, the number one problem facing both the federal government and the Federal Republic of Nigeria have been the murderous activities of the Boko Haram insurgents, with Borno unfortunately being at the center of it. What this means is that the number one subject matter before any Minister of Information who speaks for the federal government and the country within the last 6 years should be the Boko Haram mayhem. And in speaking about this matter, a minister should naturally seek first-hand information, which can only be derived by a visit to any part of Borno State, which, like I said, has been the epicenter of the crisis. We have had ministers of information who have been speaking about Boko Haram, including someone who went to the media to cast aspersions on us last year. However, since the Boko Haram crisis began in 2009, no minister of information, I repeat, no minister of information ever visited Borno State to source first-hand information and see ground realities until this 5th day of December 2015. So we have before us Alhaji Mohammed. Indeed, Alhaji Mohammed is not only the first information minister to visit Borno since the Boko Haram crisis erupted, he is also the first minister under an APC government to pay an official visit to our dear state. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Labaran Maku is a journalist by profession. As Minister of Information, he was for over 5 months also the Minister of Defense, who had access to all the security personnel. Yet he never visited Borno, but he always spoke about Borno and the Boko Haram insurgency. Even when President Goodluck Jonathan or Vice President Namadi Sambo visited Borno on different occasions, no Minister of Information ever deemed it necessary to come even under their cover. Honorable Minister, sir, your visit is a historic and a very remarkable turning point, which reinforces the fact we already know, feel, and see that change has indeed come to Nigeria. I welcome you and all members of your entourage on behalf of the government and the good people of Borno State. Honorable Minister, sir, Borno has seen nothing short of hell. We have recorded high scale of sorrow, tears and blood, to borrow a last word. We have witnessed unimaginable destruction. Of the 27 local government areas in Borno State, there is none that didn't witness some form of vicious, terror-inspired attack or the other from 2009 to date. At some point, like you know, no fewer than 20 local government areas were under the occupation of Boko Haram. During the occupation by insurgents, some of these local government areas were almost brought to ground zero. Residential houses, hospitals, schools, markets, farms, boreholes, and many other things you can remember that are associated with communities were destroyed. Suffice it to say that before the insurgency reached its crescendo in the form of total occupation, the Borno State government had expended so much resources on repeatedly rebuilding attacked communities in places like Goza, Bama, Kaga, Mapa, and a host of others. In fact, there was a particular amount. We approved and released 1 billion naira for reconstruction work and support for victims in Konduga, Goza, and Bama, only for all reconstructed amenities to be raised down shortly thereafter. This was just in one particular sad month, and we have had many of such sad months, weeks, and days. As you were traveling, Honorable Minister, from Maiduguri to Bama through Konduga, you must have seen that apart from Malari and Konduga, there is no any single human settlement over a distance of 76 kilometers. You will see galaxy of abandoned communities, destroyed, pillaged, and burned to the ground. I know most of our friends in the fourth escort of the rim were sobered up by the experience. Most of them were hearing stories, and I believe Anthony Paulson and Roluke Ogundele and my good friend Helen Oshemade, I think when they are reporting now on this episode, I believe the report will be quite different from earlier reports. So also my friend Emmanuel Lebekwe from Bangwat and Alhaji Bashir, BBC. I know you have seen the ground realities, and honestly, our people have gone through the worst of time. We need your support. We need your empathy. But believe me, we have crossed the Rubicon. The worst is over.